How you feel about going to your first U.S. Open swimming championship?
Well, I'm excited, and I think it's going to be fun. So my family, my mom and I are going to go to Florida Keys afterwards, so it's going to be fun.
Oh, nice. Obviously, open water doesn't scare you at all. You've been doing it for a while, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I've been swimming for so long that you don't really worry about that.
That distance, how you feel about doing a 5K? Have you ever swum that far before?
Well, I mean, every day in practice we probably do 6,000, so I'm used to it.
Okay. And as far as swimming with a bunch of people, you know, they're getting clobbered,
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, or what's it like out there?
You just gotta kind of watch out. I'm gonna try and get on the outside. I don't really want to be right in the middle. It's not a great idea. So stay away from people.
Have you set any goals for yourself for this event? I mean, what time or?
I mean, I've never really swam a competitive 5K, so I have no clue, time-wise, what I want to try or anything. But try and place well, I guess.
Yeah. How much is, say, doing the night moves prepared you for that?
I mean, it's good training. It's always fun to get out there in the water. And it's going to be kind of different because it's supposed to be 70 something, and night moves is
right.
50 some, mid-50s, so it's going to be different.
What's the longest event you've done before? I mean, competitive event?
Just a mile in the ocean. Nothing over that.
Yeah. And the mile is what's your best time?
Pool or open water?
Both.
In the pool, I go 17:20, and open water, I think I'm 27-ish, something like that.
Now you did the open water with the Saman Nautico mile swim?
I've done that a couple times, and then I've done Tiburon, which is San Francisco. I've done Tiburon mile, this will be my 3rd year, I think, and then I've also done La Jolla.
Oh, the rough water?
And this water, I mean, this year I'm doing the 3-mile La Jolla.
Wow.
After this 3 miles, so.
Wow. So you've always had a thing for water, huh? For swimming, huh?
Yeah, I mean, open water, it's pretty fun. I like to surf, so yeah, open water is just, I like it. A lot of people don't, but I like it.
Hey, well, good luck to you. And,
okay, thank you.
I mean, it's not a fluke that he's winning these races at night moves, huh?
No, Walker's, but I mean, he's completely comfortable out of the ocean. That's, I think, just a matter of growing up in Santa Barbara and having the access to the pool right here, which is next to the beach. We do a lot of our land training over on the beach. Sometimes Ledbetter, sometimes there at East Beach or at West Beach, and he's somebody that I noticed when he was younger in our age group program, since he has that comfortable level of thinking in the open water, and he's very good at training more distance-oriented type of training. He's pretty well suited. So I think the only luck is that he happens to be growing up in a beach community.
Yeah.
You know, so those things really met for him.
Now, how about, I mean, your involvement in ocean swimming, open water swimming? Did you work with Mark Workington?
Yeah, I was Mark's coach all
Okay.
through that whole. He was swimming here with the Santa Barbara Swim Club, and when he had probably his last pool nationals, it was a bit of a downtime because he was faced with, do I retire? I don't want to go out on a down note. And I had just come here from Mission Viejo, where we were very active in open water swimming, and I just proposed to him. We were about 2 months away from Open Water Nationals at that point, and I just said, you know, kind of emotional right now. Why don't you think about it? And I can certainly get you ready and start to show you, you know, how to race the open water races. And we committed pretty quickly, and he won that nationals.
Yeah, well, he's already in his 20s, and now you have...
At that point, he was in his mid to late 20s, and really at the sunset of his pool international level swimming career.
Now, how do you get this kid who's now, I mean, he's been ocean swimming for, what, since he's 10?
Yeah, roughly, because he's been involved in the junior guard program too, so that's really where he got his level of knowledge of the water and being comfortable out in the water. Last year, we formally started our open water training group as a part of the Santa Barbara Swim Club. And what we do is, in the summertime, we have Wednesday afternoons off of training. And so with that being the night moves night, it was a good opportunity for the kids that wanted to do the ocean swim. We would meet at 5 o'clock over at Ledbetter, and I would just go over little skills, little things to work on, where it's little ways to swim in a pack, smarter ways to swim efficiently, how to break away from a pack, and just little skill development things. And the very first thing that I sat them down at the beach and talked about, because we didn't even get into the water the first couple of weeks, I just wanted to talk about safety and skills, and I just said, you know, for the time being in USA Swimming, if you want to swim at the open water national level, the only way you can qualify is in the pool with the mile. So they all heard that, and none of these kids were that interested on the swim team of swimming the mile, because it's the long event. It's the event that, you know, there's no glory involved in the mile still, and it's the one that you really have to train the hardest for. They all really took notice, and they were swimming the mile and the 800 at almost every age group meet we were going to. And so Walker and Kyler Gabriel and a number of the other kids are really developing their distance skills so that they can qualify for something like the 10K and 5K nationally. And this was right about in our time frame that I told him. I said it would take about a year to develop a good enough mile in the pool to be able to qualify. And he just made the qualifying on the last day that you could qualify for this 5K nationals.
And that was up in Clovis, right?
Yeah, up in Clovis at the Memorial Day meet that they host up there.
Will he be one of the younger competitors, or do you have...
He will more than likely be the only 13-year-old in the race. Had he been there last year, I don't think there was anybody that was 13, and that race was in Long Beach. This year, with it being down in Fort Lauderdale, we lightened up the standards nationally to try to bring more swimmers into the event, and that's paid off. 2 or 3 years ago, there were 20 to 30 swimmers in this event. Last year, I think they were around the 60 range. In the men's 5K this coming Sunday, there's 108 swimmers entered.
Wow.
So it's growing. It's growing pretty rapidly right now, especially for a national championship. That's a good size.
Now, when
size
he
race.
competes, they do it in heats and all jump in at the same time.
This one they'll all start at the same time. All the men will start and they'll do their race, and then all the women will do their race about 2 hours later. There's a 9:30 start on Sunday morning for the men, and 11:30 start for the women. I think those will actually be online live, so people can watch them as well.
What are your expectations for him in this first time?
For him, and this was there's no pressure and there's no expectation. This is the first time to go and see what it's like to sit in the briefing meeting, see what it's like to be waiting in line for them to put your numbers on you, and you know you have to wear the sensor because it's a water start and it's a water finish. There's no coming up on the beach and running across a mat. This is where you come in and hit a big board, and then it closes the circuit because of the wristband that you have on, and that'll give you your time.
Oh, wow.
So more than anything, I want him to just see the culture of it. So I don't have expectations of performance at this race. He certainly does because he's a great competitor. This distance is not intimidating for him. Had he qualified for the 10K, I probably would not have allowed him to swim that. He's not ready for that yet, and he might not like to hear that. But being his age, he has a lot of years ahead of him.
Yeah.